The Stillwater Planning Commission meeting of May 7th, 2024 is hereby called to order. First, I will read the process we will follow during the meeting. It will be the process this evening to call for items on the agenda. The commission will hear briefly from staff first, then applicant and/or representative, then open the public hearing if applicable, and hear from those in favor and/or in opposition to the request. When you come to the podium, please clearly state your name and address for the record. Before closing the public hearing, both staff, applicant, and/or representative will be provided an opportunity to respond, to provide additional information, and answer questions. After all interested parties have spoken, the public hearing will be closed. We will hear closing remarks and alternatives from the staff. The first item on the agenda tonight will be a general order. It's Glenn and Laura Collum Trust, Final Plat SUB 23-15. Consideration, discussion, and possible action including approval or denial of a final plat for the Cedar Farms subdivision, currently addressed as 2615 East McElroy Road, in the small lot, single-family residential RSS district. Staff, would you like to approach and present the report?
I do have a presentation for you. All right, let me get that one going. All right. Good evening, Commissioners. Jacqueline Porter, City Planner, will be presenting this item to you. It is CKG Development LLC is requesting review and approval of 8 single-family residential lots, the final plat known as Cedar Farms.
We're in the trust.
Yes, so it changed later because the true owners is the Development LLC. Yep. Okay, anyways. The development is located between South Jardar Road and South Drury Street on the south side of East McElroy. Cavalier Assembly of God is located to the west of the subject property. Here's a street view looking south off of East McElroy Road. Cedars Farm was presented to the Planning Commission on June 22nd of 2014. That's not right. Staff requested the table the item to 2022. There we go. I think it was June 14th on 2022. And then until July 12th, 2022, Planning Commission then approved the preliminary plat that contained 9 lots with a vote of 4-0. The final plat is proposed 8 lots ranging from 0.56 acres to 2.02 acres. The public street comes off of East McElroy Road with 2 cul-de-sacs. Are there any questions for staff?
Any questions?
So was the preliminary plat with 9 lots, 2 lots on lot 6, I assume?
It was actually the preliminary plat. It was really one. They moved the line. There we go. Okay. Lot 2 ended up getting split, basically. Wait. 1, 2. No. 9 and 8 got merged on the right side or east side of the plat.
Yeah.
Any other questions for staff? Okay, there appear to be none. Thank you. Okay, as this is a general order, there will be no comments by the public, so we'll call staff back up and you can present our alternatives.
All right. So your alternatives tonight are accept findings and, I'll give you the findings. The proposed final plat meets the subdivision and zoning requirements. The proposed final plat contains 8 residential lots. The C3 plan recommends high-density residential uses at this location. Your alternatives tonight are accept the findings, approve the proposed final plat as presented, or approve the proposed final plat with conditions, or reject findings and deny the proposed final plat as presented, or find that additional information or discussion is needed prior to making a decision and tabling the request to a certain date, noting that action must be taken within 60 days of the public hearing.
Okay, thank you. Commission, do you have any discussion regarding this item? No discussion. Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion to accept the findings and approve the final plat proposed as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go to the next item on the agenda, public hearing. This is Stillwater Holding Company, map amendment, MA 24-02, consideration, discussion, and possible action, including recommending approval or denial to rezone property addressed at 1205 South Duck Street from small lot, single-family residential, RSS, to two-family, RT district. Staff?
Yes, thank you. As previously stated, this is a request to rezone the property addresses 1205 South Duck Street from small lot, single-family to two-family residential to allow for the construction of a single duplex for residential infill. The subject property is located near the southeast corner of the intersection of South Duck Street and West 12th Avenue. Lodge for Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma is located directly north of the subject property, and then across 12th is the Stillwater Public Library. Here's a street view looking east off of South Duck Street. Subject property is currently zoned small lot single-family residential, which is RSS, with similar zoning located in the immediate surrounding properties, with office zoning at the southwest corner of the intersection of West 12th Avenue and South Duck Street. Public and two-family residential are in the vicinity of the subject property. The Lodge of Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma is located directly north of the subject property, and that is zoned RSS. North across is the public library, which is zoned public. And then there's RT that is located to the east of that public library. The future land use map was adopted in 2030, which... Oh, it wasn't adopted then. It was in 2013, but... Oh, Lord, today. All right, the 2030 Comprehensive Plan, which projects the desired use in the area at the time of the adoption of the plan, projected the use to be low-density residential on the east of South Duck Street, commercial on the west side of South Duck Street, and public to the north of the subject property. Are there any questions for staff? The applicant is here this evening.
Any questions? No? Okay, thank you, staff. Okay, the applicant can come to the podium and state your name and address.
Justin Stever, P.O. Box 22 in Morrison, Oklahoma. Thank you for your time this evening. I don't have a lot to add. The one thing that I didn't submit, the map that she did have on earlier, one block to the east, there is a duplex currently in the middle of RSS. I'm sure it was grandfathered in. And then just directly north of me, like she said, was the Girl Scout. I believe that's where they have their meetings. So there's not people there very often, and when there are, I'm not sure that RSS is what that should be. I'm sure years ago that's what made sense. So I think just sort of a transition from the 12th Street corridor where they have the meetings of the RSS, and then down where I'll be at RT. There won't really be anything. It won't really necessarily be as much spot zoning because you're going to have the transition down from what is now the Girl Scout meeting location. And then, of course, to the west of me is zoned office. So I'm assuming eventually they are thinking 12th will be like you see more down to the west. Maybe not in a while, but I think eventually that's where it's going with the way the corridor is there. So be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll open it up for the public hearing. I'd like to hear anyone in favor of this map amendment. Come speak at this time. Okay, seeing none, I'd like to ask anyone who would speak, who are not in favor of the approval of this item, come to the podium. And seeing none, staff, you want to approach the podium and present the alternatives.
Yes, I can. Okay. So your findings tonight are the Land Development Code allows for rezoning of land via map amendment. Two-family residential district RT zoning is located in the vicinity of the subject property. The comprehensive plan calls for commercial, public, and low-density residential uses in this area. So your alternatives: accept findings and recommend that the City Council approve the proposed map amendment as presented, or find that the map amendment is not an appropriate use for the property based upon the impact to the surrounding vicinity, and do not recommend that the City Council approve the map amendment, or find that additional information or discussion is needed prior to making a recommendation and table the request to a certain date.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion among the commissioners? Okay, seeing none, I'd like to call for a motion.
A motion to accept the findings and recommend that City Council approve the proposed map amendment as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll proceed to the vote now.
The vote passes 3-0.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, staff. Okay, the next item on the agenda will be the consideration and approval of the minutes of the Planning Commission meeting dated April 16th, 2024. Are there any changes or comments related to these minutes? No? A motion?
Motion to pass or approve minutes as presented.
Second.
Alrighty. The minutes pass 3-0.
Okay. Last item of the agenda then will be to announce the next meeting will be May 21st, 2024. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion passes 3-0. And we'll call an end to the meeting.